We buy security cameras to watch over the things we love when we can't be there to do it ourselves. The pitch is simple: total peace of mind. You get a live feed right in your pocket, allowing you to check in on your pets, your property, and your family from anywhere in the world. But in July 2025, one motion-activated camera captured something entirely different. A man leaves his dog home alone in his apartment. The dog stops, staring at an empty corner, clearly agitated by something in the room. Then, an invisible force yanks the animal upward by its collar, violently ripping the belt right off its neck. In another home, a young boy lies on his bed, mindlessly scrolling on his phone while his grandmother sleeps nearby. Without warning, something grabs his ankle and drags his leg across the floor. Notice the shift in the geometry of fear here. We lock our doors to keep intruders out, but in these spaces, the perimeter is completely secure. The threat has bypassed the locks. We install these lenses to confirm that our homes are safe. Instead, the exact technology meant to keep the monsters out is producing the evidence that they are already sitting in our living rooms. This phenomenon quickly bleeds out of the private home and into public, liminal spaces. It's 2 a.m. and a security guard is patrolling an empty street outside an apartment complex. He checks the perimeter after a colleague spots movement on the monitors. Peeking around a concrete wall, the camera captures a pair of disembodied legs walking along the narrow ledge before completely dissolving into the darkness. To understand what is actually stalking that wall, we have to look at the mechanical limitations of security cameras. These devices use cheap, low-resolution sensors that struggle to gather light. This diagram shows how a camera sensor processes movement in low light. When a subject moves quickly through a dark frame, the processor struggles to keep up. The pixels literally fail to update fast enough. The resulting data error is called a compression artifact. The old image data drags behind the moving object, causing the subject to smear across the frame, lose its upper half, and blend right into the night sky. A camera failing to process a human figure leaves a hole in our visual logic. In the absence of high-definition data, our brains reflexively fill those missing pixels with a supernatural explanation. That psychological vulnerability spikes when we enter transient architecture, like a massive, unfamiliar Airbnb. A guest named Sydney arrives for a letting, but her dog refuses to walk past a locked door hidden beneath the main staircase. She tries to investigate by sliding her smartphone under the gap in the door, using its camera to see inside. The phone is suddenly yanked out of her hand and dragged tumbling down a hidden set of basement stairs. She calls the property owner, who simply unlocks the door, retrieves her phone from the pitch-black basement, and shrugs the whole thing off. His total indifference leaves her completely isolated with whatever is living under those stairs. Even fleeing the house offers no relief. A midnight driver spots a white figure standing dead center on the highway. Another man, pulling his car into an empty parking lot, films a distinct, terrifying human face staring back at him from the empty back seat. That face in the window is the result of a hardwired survival mechanism called pareidolia. This diagram illustrates how pareidolia works. When we look into the dark interior of a car, our visual cortex is rapidly scanning the random visual noise, the reflections, the smudges, and the overlapping shadows. The human brain is so highly tuned to detect faces that it forcefully connects the dots. It forces those random shapes into the geometry of 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Whether we are sleeping in a rented house or glancing in the rearview mirror of our own car, the fear follows us. Our minds are evolutionarily programmed to project predators into ambiguous shadows. There is a final layer to all of this. These clips don't exist in a vacuum. They are packaged, hyped, and fed to us by a YouTube narrator begging for 300,000 likes on a video literally titled Real Ghost Caught on CCTV, Part 33. We are using the most advanced, algorithm-driven delivery systems on the planet to engage in one of the oldest human traditions, sitting around a fire in the dark, telling ghost stories. Look at the structure. It's a perfect checklist of modern folklore. We have the innocent victim, the oblivious authority figure who ignores the warning signs, the dark staircase, and the glitching, corrupted camera serving as our only witness. It doesn't matter if these videos are constructed with invisible fishing line, digital compression artifacts, or clever video editing. The literal authenticity is completely irrelevant to how they function in our culture. We live in an era where everything is recorded, quantified, and stored on a server. Yet deep down, we still crave the thrill of the unknown. And that is the ultimate irony of the surveillance age. The more cameras we build to illuminate the dark, the more shadows we create for our digital demons to hide in.